My name is Pete Atkins. I'm Team Coordinator for Fresh Expressions, and I also lead on the rural Fresh Expressions for the team. And I'm here today doing a keynote on making it happen, and I'm going to be looking at the kind of church we need to see the deepening of discipleship.
Fresh expressions is a term that we often hear, but just deconstruct that for us. What do we actually mean by fresh expressions?
There are two ways of looking at it at the same time. One is Fresh Expressions, the organisation, which is helping people establish fresh expressions of church, and the other is probably small f, small e, Fresh Expressions of Church, which is, we hope, becoming a movement of establishing new kinds of churches alongside the traditional models.
So if you're in church circles, you hear these buzzwords, messy church. Is messy church a sort of variation of a fresh expression? Are they interchangeable?
I wouldn't say they're interchangeable, but Messy Church is very much part of the Fresh Expressions family, and we have a whole raft of different kinds of fresh expressions of church. The very creative God we serve is forever creating new kinds of fresh expressions of church. Messy Church is a very valued one of those, but there are lots and lots of different sorts of ways of trying to engage people, new kinds of church emerging in all sorts of different contexts. In fact, we don't think there's any context in which one couldn't emerge.
Really exciting. And obviously the reason that you're here today, I'm assuming, is to convey that in rural settings, this is really exciting work, isn't it?
It is. We've had a whole listening exercise a year ago with the Arthur Rank Centre, and one of the key features of the church in the rural areas that we see for the future is this mixed economy of church, where you have traditional models of church and new expressions of church alongside them, integrated, serving each other well, but between them providing much more comprehensive access to the kingdom, to God through his church in any one location. So it's how we do it together.
And within the context of this conference, Germinate, the Arthur Rank Centre, is it about seeding new fresh expressions in rural settings? Is that what you're here to do today, or to encourage those that are already doing that and help them to move forward?
I'm kind of going to give a framework, really, of what church needs to be like, what the features moving ahead should be in a local situation, and some more sort of strategic things as well to help the rural church really engage with the 95% of people that it doesn't engage with at the moment.
And what's your assessment of where the rural parishes, where rural churches are at in terms of their willingness to explore this concept, fresh expressions, those that are taking it up, challenges that they may be facing? Give us a sort of state of the nation, as it were, from a fresh expression perspective.
There's a whole mix of responses, I guess, from different dioceses, different districts, different synods, different parts of the country. I think the rural areas as a whole are understanding we need to do something different, but many feel they don't know how to do that. And part of our role is to help fire the imagination as to what could be done in any rural context, really. So it's a mixed picture, but I think it's changing. I think something like 6 or 7 of the Anglican dioceses now have come to a point where they say we want as many fresh expressions of church as we do inherited models of church, and some of those are rural dioceses. Similarly, some districts, I think something like 12% of Methodist worshippers now worship in a fresh expression context. So it is growing wonderfully well across the country, yet to penetrate into rural areas fully, but there's a lot of really good stuff happening, particularly in some rural areas, yeah.
So are you here today to both envision but also offer practical support?
Yes, both. So some of the visionary stuff with the keynote speech, but I'm also doing a seminar on deepening discipleship in older people, which will be very much about some stories we're involved in and practical help and how we go about stuff. So yeah, a bit of a mix really, depending on which of those two I'm doing at the time.
Well, it's great to have you here with us. Enjoy the day.
Thank you very much.